Hello everybody, welcome to the Ayala Law channel. Today I want to speak about 5 signs that perhaps your partnership, your relationship with your partners or your company partnership is at risk of litigation, of conflict, or perhaps of going all the way down. The first one is, let's say you got a couple of partners and you are not the operating partner, the CEO partner, the active partner in the entity, and you are more like the investor, the one that's passive in the business, and you have not spoken to your partner for a while. If you are not speaking to your partner for whatever reason, whether because you are too busy or he's too busy, that's never a good sign. Sometimes you don't have to speak, sometimes you can just receive reports. You're not receiving reports, you're not receiving live data of the company. If you don't have access to that data, to profit and losses, to bank statements, to cash flow, to how much cash is coming into the company every day, to what kind of expenses this company is having, at one point something bad is going to happen. A lot of the lawsuits we deal with here at the firm have to do with that, have to do with the lack of communication, have to do with one partner not having access to information, one partner not communicating with the other, and that's usually a big fertile ground for conflicts. So be careful, talk to your partner, communicate, or have access to the data, or have a central database system or dashboard of sorts where you can have access to all your information, the information of your business. The second item that causes a lot of conflicts in partnerships is related to the first topic of communication, but it's more when major decisions of the companies are being made without you. You have a more active partner, a CEO partner, an operating partner, and you are more of the passive guy, more of the investor type of partner. And if the major decisions of the company where you invested are not being made in consultation with you, then that usually creates a big problem. What's a major decision? Let's say your partner decides to fire the CEO of the companies, and in your judgment, the CEO of the company is a perfectly qualified guy to run your company. That's a problem. You are not gonna like that. You're gonna be mad at your partner. So you want to have a good agreement or good procedures where these type of decisions are made in consultation with you, or if you have a board, if it's many partners, that are made jointly, not by a single individual. Decisions related, for example, to large money expenditures are also sensitive. Imagine that you have a partner and the partner purchases a new office, right? And didn't consult with you or with your other partners. So when major decisions of the company, I'm not talking about, changing the guy that gives you the printer in your office. I'm talking about major decisions. The third item that I'd say is very big in creating partnership problems is messy financials. The first point where business owners, and I deal with a lot of business owners, get in trouble or get messy with financials is when they start mixing personal and business. Let's say you're a partner, you're the passive partner, the investor, but this big investment you've made in this company is the one that you actually need to give you income to survive, to pay your school for your kids or your living expenses or your mortgage. Then as partners, each of you need to decide, okay, how much, whether it is a salary if you are actually doing work for the company, or how much fixed distributions you should receive in order to cover your basic life expenses, life operating expenses, life overhead. When your basic expenses are not covered, then partners end up grabbing money from the company that they shouldn't. They are not making official distributions. The whole thing becomes a mess. And then usually the one that has the better living and the better situation is the one that's running the company, running the day-to-day of the company, that knows the financials, has the company credit card, and is perhaps thinking that he can deduct everything, running his personal life through the company. So the other partners are not going to be very happy about that. I've seen businesses that they haven't filed tax returns in 5 years, and the other partners don't even know. So that's a massive source of conflict. Get your financials in order, don't mix personal and business, and your partnerships will be less exposed to lawsuits and to conflicts. The fourth item that creates a lot of conflicts between partners is different visions of the future. Both partners have a completely different idea as to what the company should look like 5 years from now, or even 1 year from now. You got the partner that is very comfortable running that one office, that one location, and you got the other partner who wants to expand the business to the world, wants to go multinational. So those two visions of the companies are conflicting, because obviously an expansion creates headache, exposure, risk, and all sorts of other problems associated with growth, because the growth usually requires humans usually create problems. So when there's two partners that have diverging visions of what the future of the company should look like, that's a problem. Then you have a partner that wants to exit, the other one doesn't want the exit, and there's conflict. How do we split what we have, not compete with each other? Who takes the trademark? Problems are created, and as I said before, problems at the end of the day end up in lawsuits. So make sure that your vision is aligned with that of your partner, and if it's not aligned, let's see if you guys can come to a common ground of what the vision of the entity should be. Maybe it shouldn't be a nationwide operation, maybe it should be a Florida operation, but it shouldn't be either like a one little single location, right? Maybe you guys have different views as to what the products of the company. I'll tell you right now, I was the one in this company that decided we're going to just practice business law. My partners had a different idea. They wanted to practice more areas of law. So sometimes the fight is over that. Should we sell 1, 2, 3, or 10 items, or should we have a more narrow menu of options? And there's pros and cons on both sides. The point is that both partners need to be aligned as to what it should be. And the final item that I'm going to mention that is the source of conflicts that I've seen is unequal effort or unequal contribution. You got the partner that feels, hey, I'm busting my ass off, I am working 80, 100 hours a week, and my partner is working 20 hours, he's working remote, he's in the Bahamas. The partner working very hard, let's say this is a 50-50 partnership, the partner working very hard is not gonna be very happy about it. Or there could be unequal contributions in money. Let's say someone contributed the majority of the capital, but yet the split is 50-50 because let's say the other partner or the other members provide an intangible, whether in the form of a particular unique expertise, whether in the form of that this person has a particular unique personal brand that adds to the company and that's not necessarily easily monetizable in terms of ascertaining a dollar amount to that brand, right? When partners feel that they have an equal effort in the company, they usually creates resentment creates conflict creates lawsuits. So be sure that it goes back to communication. You talk to your partner, and if you have a concern saying you're a partner that are not getting a lot of help from your partner, talk to him and say, hey, look, I could use more effort. In the alternative, why don't we split the pie different? Let's say, I think a fair split of what our contribution to the company is X, right? Then you negotiate, but you get along. At the end of the day, the foundation or the inception of every lawsuit we see in the business context, in partnership disputes, it's still human conflict. These are, at the end of the day, divorce between people that used to be friends, that used to get along very well, that used to have a dream or a vision, but life circumstances change. But at the end of the day, it comes down to communication. So make sure you are addressing each one of these and that you're communicating constantly with your partner, that is transparent, that you have access to records, that you guys have a common vision of the company, that you got your financials in order, and that you are also putting a lot of effort. Thank you for watching. That's all for all. Follow us for more. Click like if you like the video, subscribe if you want more content like this. We're lawyers in South Florida. See you in the next video.